Hello everyone. Today's meditation is going to focus on tapping into the center of our being, using our physical body as a portal for accessing something more subtle and more expansive than the limits of our skin. So find a comfortable seat. You can be cross-legged on the floor, or you might be seated in a chair, maybe with your feet on the ground if you're choosing that, just so you feel nice and rooted and connected. And just take your time to get nice and comfortable here. Give the shoulders a bit of a roll, maybe letting the head tilt from side to side, maybe even doing little semicircles with your head. And then just eventually settling, maybe with the eyes closed if that works for you. Interlace your fingers here and just rest the palms of your hands over your belly, around where the navel is. And just feeling with your natural breath the rise of the belly into the hands. And then the way in which the belly just kind of draws back a bit as you exhale. So feeling the expansion of the inhale forward into the hands. And the contraction of the exhale. And it might be really, really subtle. You're just noticing that feeling of expanding breath from the belly center and contracting back to the belly center. And so just continue to observe this. Notice how the breath itself gets slower as you bring your attention to it. And you can always keep your hands resting here if you find that touch of the movement of the belly really helpful, or you could now rest the hands down onto the lap. Continuing to observe the expansion of the inhale and the gentle convergence of the exhale. So observing your belly expanding forward the next time you inhale and feeling it come back toward the spine as you exhale. Feel the belly go forward, and this time imagine that breath goes beyond the skin of the belly, so just outside the body. And then exhale, that awareness is gathered back in as the navel pulls to spine. Let's work with that visual. So as you breathe in and the belly expands, imagine your breath going beyond the belly, maybe going towards the screen which you're watching this on. And on the exhale, gathering back to center. Start to bring in the sense that as you breathe forward, you're also breathing in back. So as the belly moves forward, you also send some breath behind you, feeling the back expanding. And then exhaling, feel the front and the back of the core draw to the middle. Inhale forwards and backwards and start to expand further, almost like you could send your breath to the walls of the room you're in. And exhale, bringing that space back into center. Work with the sides as well. So as you next inhale, feel the three-dimensional quality of the breath, the ribs going wide as well as forward and back. And then the exhale brings it all back. So imagine that as you breathe in three-dimensionally, your breath and awareness touch the walls of the building you're in, or of the room you're in, maybe even the building. And then exhale, feel all of that space and awareness come right back into your belly center. Keep going in this way, inhaling, expanding awareness with the breath, and then gathering awareness back to the belly center as you exhale. You can start to work with this in every direction now. So maybe imagine the spine lengthening as you inhale up and down, and then that gathering back to center as you exhale. See if you can be aware of that simultaneously as you breathe out in every direction. So just go as big as you can imagine. Exhale, bring it all back to center. Inhale, reaching out awareness from every pore of your skin, out maybe beyond the building you're in now. And exhaling, pulling all that information right back into the tiny center of your belly button and then reaching out big. See how big your imagination will let you go, up, down, every direction. And then exhale, gather all of that information back into center. Keep going in this way, reaching the breath, reaching the awareness, maybe to the edge of the city you live in. Exhale, waving it all back in kind of including awareness of everything in that sphere. Inhale, go further still, maybe to the edges of the earth with your imagination, but feeling the expanse of your awareness. And then exhale, gather it all back into your center. Inhale, go bigger still, just as far as you can conceive of, out into the universe. And exhale, bring all of that information back. Keep with this for about 10 more breaths. Inhaling to expand beyond, and exhaling to draw back into center. Inhaling expansion, exhaling contraction. Staying with this, just leaving you silent here for a few more moments. Maybe coming into about 3 more breaths, expanding on the inhale, converging back to center slowly as you exhale, maybe even finding that tiny pause in between each breath. Take 1 or 2 more rounds of breath. In this way, visualizing that massive expansion and that strong contraction. And then as you stay with your breath, your awareness on this movement of your breath, start to make that sphere of awareness a little bit smaller again. So perhaps as you breathe in, you expand awareness just to the edges of the building that you're in. Exhaling, converging awareness to your midline. Inhale, expand awareness to the room, the ceiling, the walls, the floor. Exhale, bring it back to center. Inhale to kind of just beyond your skin. Exhale, center. Until eventually you are back at that feeling of the belly expanding, the ribs expanding and contracting. And just without kind of opening the eyes or anything, return the hands. So interlace the fingers and place the hands over the navel and feel the physical movement of the breath. So it's probably quite small, really, when you place your hands. But notice how there is the whole of the universe in that inhale, as far as you can allow your awareness to expand. And then as the navel draws back to center and you feel that contraction, there is limitless potential right there in that tiny point. And just as you practice this and stay with this feeling, even with this kind of seeming small breath you have here, know that you are much, much bigger than your body. Your awareness goes far beyond the outline of your body, the temporary shape, the temporary curves, corners of the body. And your awareness reaches way, way, way beyond that. And you're also able to store so much awareness in the tiniest point of your center. Release the hands back to the lap and just let the eyes start to open very slowly. Keep the gaze down toward the floor first. So you're barely opening your eyes. And just start to slowly from here open the eyes a little bit as you lift the line of your gaze and just take in your room. Notice what you can see and come at it from that state of receiving. So as you breathe in, you're kind of reaching awareness out. And as you exhale, you're gathering it back in. So you're in this nice centered place of what feels quite small and quite subtle, but what has a huge, huge expansive reach. So as you start to kind of reorientate yourself, just notice the changes. Take as long as you need to steadily make your way back. You can sit for a while longer if that suits you. But if you're ready to finish up here, we'll close there. Bring the palms together, thumbs to chest, other 8 fingers pointing out as that extension of awareness, and then a little bow. of your head to your heart, bowing as well to the belly, bowing to that source of infinite potential. And then lifting the head and coming back. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed that practice.